Ladies and gents, how are you doing? Now, today's story is amazing because I love taking the piss out of our Irish cousins across the sea. Not having a go at them, of course. No, obviously I'm having a go at the collection of sexual deviant, globalist perverts and power-mad sociopaths that run Ireland rather than the people that live there. You know, we're related, lads. And gazing across the Irish Sea cheers up any red-blooded Englishman, because when you see the state of Dublin these days, after they've been forced to speedrun the England project, it does make you think maybe we haven't got it so bad in places like in the northeast, where there isn't too many violent, perpetually erect, angry young men from third world countries. You know, we haven't got it quite as bad as those poor bastards. And the other good thing about looking at the Irish project is it totally blows out the water this myth, total fiction, spread by the lunatics on the left who say, oh, well, the reason France and England and Spain are getting swamped with angry, high testosterone, low emotional maturity, big floppy cock men from the third world is because they deserve it because of colonialism. Well, the Irish, who did they ever invade? You don't hear about Norwegians in the Congo, do you? I mean, there's countries like Ireland and Norway who are getting tortured, and there's now grenade attacks and rampant Somalians running amok in the streets. And they didn't do anything to anyone. So if there's one country that deserves a little bit of sympathy, it's the Irish. And suffice it to say, they aren't getting any other. No, the merciless Soros-type globalist scum, they don't care where you're from or what you do. Essentially, if you look like me, you're not allowed to have a homeland, a culture, or a civilization. That's just the way it is. And obviously we've seen amusing, hilarious stories like this one. I think I made a video about this about 2 years ago. So this isn't the main story of the day. This is just an appetizer. The main event is still to come. You do, of course, remember this hilarious story where the Irish school book was pulled over a potato, cabbage-munching racist family, culminating in a drawing of these bog-brained Murphs dancing the river dance and living off a diet of nothing but cabbage and potato. This is a kid's book, obviously, brainwashing children. It says in a chapter called All Different, All Equal, an all-white and red-headed Irish family are depicted on a farm wearing Aran jumpers. It says that family only eat potatoes and bacon and cabbage every day, and they don't like change or difference. The children get told off if they mix with people from a different religion, as they would be a bad influence. And obviously they're compared unfavourably with this Irish family, who love travelling internationally and eating pizza and being nice to everyone. Brilliant. So we know this has been going on for a while. I mean, that's hilarious, just propagandising children to hate themselves. They seem to be more open about it than we are as well. They've always been a good, honest people, the Irish. Yeah, salt of the earth, nice people, even more honest about their brazen, blatant propaganda. So I'm pleased to announce, because of my love of the Irish people, that they are being rewarded with the creme de la creme of the immigrant diversity experience. Yeah, we're looking after you, boys, doing you a solid. We save the best ones for you, so we've sent you the king of the immigrants. This marvellous fella here is a Lithuanian chap who's been welcomed into Ireland by the taxpayers. And what's he been up to since he got there, you might ask? Well, he's just been found with 34 of the highest possible category of a child. I don't even want to use that word. We'll just call it French daytime television. Okay, obviously the Irish are joining in with gusto the idea that you should import the detritus of humanity to your nation as fast as you possibly can as part of some deranged scheme by some baggy-eyed, greenback-looking billionaire sociopath and his evil globalist chums in the WEF. Nice one. The story reads, a Lithuanian man has avoided jail after he was found in possession of the obvious. Gedas Bertulia, 34, who has an address in Mulhudder, Dublin, appeared before the Criminal Circuit Court where Detective Gardaí Megan Fury gave details of the investigation that led to his detection and arrest. See, they're better than us at that as well, aren't they? At least they don't go balls deep in the idea that he's more Irish than Colin Farrell or something. It just says he has an address in Mulhuddart, Dublin. Yeah, if it was the BBC, it'd say Geddas Bertulia, who is definitely more English than Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, they love that, don't they, in the UK? If this was in Edinburgh and the BBC was reporting on it, it'd say Geddas Bertulia, who is way more Scottish than Angus McTavish, 23 generations of council estate Bucky Swilling Dolewaller in the middle of the city. Yeah, he's way more Scottish than him. Because he turned up last week, got a free council house off the government, and then, he went hitchhiking in the Highlands for a weekend. The court heard that in October 2022, the Gardaí Online Child Exploitation Unit became aware that child abuse images were being accessed from an address in Dublin 15. A search warrant was executed at 7:40 a.m. on the 28th of October at a home belonging to the accused sister, where 16 devices were examined before the offending material was discovered on one device. In all, 34 videos and Category 1, the most extreme child abuse material. So again, nice to see the Irish don't mess about importing boring Category 2 kiddie fiddlers. No, these guys, they're going for the cream of the crop, the Irish, bless them. And 5 videos of child exposure. The court heard that the shortest video, child sex abuse, was 20 seconds in duration. The longest was 1 hour and 3 minutes. Just get the electric lazy boy out. I hope Conor McGregor pinches my policy, which is set up like a German beer cellar with their massive benches that are about 40 foot long. Promise every diddler a free stein of imported German lager, and then when you've got it packed to the rafters and all the benches are full, reveal that they've actually been wired to the mains and they're all going to get 40,000 volts through the knackersacks. These videos depicted the range of sexual abuse, blah blah. I mean, it's just awful. Just the worst stuff you can possibly imagine with 5-year-olds. Alright, Bertulia was not at the address at the time, but returned when he became aware of the search, where he apologised for his behaviour. Well, as long as you said sorry, we'll call it 20 hours community service, eh? Yeah, a social worker will say, I'll tell you what, he can go litter picking on the local primary school field. That'll be good for the community. He has 4 previous convictions. Oh, there we go. I didn't see that coming 20 miles away. 4 previous convictions. He drives with no insurance. He drives while he's pissed. He's got no NCT. He is a drain on society. And he's going to kill someone, leathered, smash through a bus shelter and kill a family of 6. And all the government and all the politicians will go, whoa, we never saw this coming. This is weird. Ludicrous. As I said, we don't do prevention, we just do cure. And the cure is, give them 2 years in jail after they end a load of people's lives. When being interviewed by Gardaí, Bertulia admitted that he had downloaded underage French daytime television and said that he was glad that he had been caught, saying he had an addiction. Oh, well, there he has. He's used the A word. So all the social workers and the lefties will be lining up to suck him off now, won't they? The court heard that Bertulia wanted to be a policeman. Yeah, because bent coppers are the order of the day in Eastern Europe, aren't they? But he'd failed a health check, so he'd come to Ireland working in construction. Again, so he's got no skills at all. He's a kiddie fiddler. He's a completely useless drain on society, and he loves getting pissed and going for a drive. But he moved to Ireland, and it's a brilliant idea. And he only has 3 bottles of whiskey every couple of days and then goes for a drive. So before all this, he was a splendid fellow, and people like him should be encouraged to move to Ireland, because it's definitely helping. Judge Martin Nolan asked counsel for the DPP if the case of Loving was still the precedent before receiving confirmation that it was. He said, the material's not easily found and the accused knew where to look. But, there was a lack of aggregating factors because all of his previous convictions weren't really relevant to kiddie fiddling. So we just give him a suspended sentence. Nice one. He said this court doesn't work in a vacuum, adding that the case before him was a normal child. just a nice, normal, full-blown diddler case. So he sentenced him to 2.5 years, suspended, and obviously he won't get any jail time. Plus, he gave him like a nice low €100 bond, just to guarantee that he's wanking himself off outside of primary school by Friday. Nice one. And there we have it. There we have it. Brilliant. What a marvellous, what a wonderful, heartwarming story of the modern immigrant experience. But I would like to point out, just to steal the thunder off the Irish, they don't have a monopoly on importing badly educated Eastern European construction workers with existing criminal records, because you may recall poor old Alice Gross, that poor lass who was murdered, sexually assaulted and murdered, was by a Latvian by the name of Arnis Zalkans, who was another wrong'un who was unskilled and was working in construction when he decided to end the life of a young English girl while the government did nothing about it. Indeed, the mother in this big Guardian story here said she blamed the government for failures over the daughter's killer. Yeah, they should. And if you're Irish, you should be looking at your own leadership and asking yourself, what do we get out of importing the detritus of humanity? What do we get out of it? What? Why is this walking, sloshing Portaloo in Ireland in the first place? I don't get it. I genuinely don't. Maybe I'm missing something. It's like a cultural thing. Maybe one of my Irish viewers can tell me why it is they think it's a good idea to let King of the Diddlers come in and drink 3 bottles of whiskey a week and then go for a drive around the city streets. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I might just be an ignorant English prick. All right? Please let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.